All right, not to despair. Now, you've said so much about the political bandits. I mean, that's one word I heard from you, political bandits. Now, let's talk about young Nigerians. Let's talk about the generation that should take this action. Let's talk about those who are victims of bad governance. And then let's really ask this question. For this to continue for so long, then it means there really is either a mindset, either an attitudinal problem, or just something, or maybe some kind of orientation problem that makes young Nigerians either unable or unwilling or unprepared, whatever word, to take back the country that belongs to them. And when I say this, I mean through the ballot. Have you identified what these problems are? Because if we have not identified this problem, just like a doctor, if you have not diagnosed me properly, then you might not prescribe the proper drugs. What really is it about young Nigerians that make them unable to, like their peers all over the world, really be in charge of what happens in their country?
Good. Jude, is all about the situation. The leadership has put everybody in this country. There is so much despair. There is so much poverty. There is so much hunger. So people are focused on eking a living. That doing any other thing is a luxury. During our time, student unions were strong because we had no problems with hunger, where our parents didn't have to pay for school fees and all that. They were paying us. We were in the forefront, the vanguard of fighting for liberation for South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and all these other countries, because students did not have to worry about the basic things of their life, that is feeding, their parents paying them school fees, electricity, and all these other things. So, what this government and the previous governments have done are to pauperize our people, make them into beggars, literally put them down so that they are preoccupied with basic necessities of lives, not even trying to get up and fight for their right. The only thing that can save them, the only liberator they have is their PVC. If they mobilize and get off that laptop, that computer, that cafe where they are doing internet, and just register to go and vote. Nigerian youth vote en masse. In a democracy, that's the only power you have. And after voting, ask your leaders questions. We vote the president, we vote the governor, we vote the chairman, local government. They keep acting like pharaohs. Nobody questions them. And it is the youth that should do that. Not the aged. You don't see old people carrying placards. How many old people, men, do you see lining up? It is usually women and children that bring in leaders. President Muhammadu Buhari was brought in by majority youth and women. So if the youth could mobilize to bring this government that has failed us, that same youth can mobilize to get them out and bring leaders that will do us good. So my call on Nigerian youth is do not despair. Get out. Register. Vote. Campaign for a candidate you think will do the right thing for you. Put in your candidate too. But get involved. If you don't get involved in the system, you have no right to criticize. You have no right to criticize. So Jude, this is my call to Nigerian youth. Not to despair. Register, vote. Your PVC is your AK-47. That is the only thing that will bring peace in this country when youth get involved.
One of the things you noted is how divided young Nigerians are. And you say, and that's what you think, that this is a deliberate attempt by those who want to maintain the status quo. This is a deliberate attempt by them. This is a deliberate plot by them. And I'm going to ask you this question, because there's this in the movie Selma, a beautiful movie that really tells us what happened when America was also faced with this kind of a situation. There is this song by John Legend and Common, they call Glory. And there was a line in that song that's very strong. And it says, it's going to take the wisdom of the elderly and the strength of the youth to bring about change. And we're at that point. And so the question I'm going to ask you is about your generation, people like you. What effort, if any, are you making to ensure that especially that handshake across the Niger, as it were, for my generation happens? Is there anything being done by anyone right now to ensure this happens? Because if this does not happen, then we are still going to one of the things you said is, let's not consider religion, let's not consider all of these things, let's not consider ethnic group and all. If this does not happen, then same thing is going to happen. Come election day, come election month, all we are going to hear is region and religion.
Good. You see, I went to Catholic primary schools from 1 to 6 at that time. All right?
Yeah.
This was when the war, at the end of the Civil War. And in my Catholic school, it was in Zaria, St. George's in Zaria, and then St. Barnabas in Ilorin, and Holy Family Primary School in Sokoto. Majority of the students were Igbos and Yorubas. My family was only Muslim family. Our father sent us to that because he said the discipline in Catholic school was better than the discipline in early primary schools. Then I went to a government secondary school. And then I went to Ahmadu Bello University's area. But all through primary school and secondary school, they were teaching us about the history of Nigeria. We knew about Jaja of Opobo. We knew about Alafin of Oyo. We knew about Usman Fodio. We knew about Mansa Musa. History anchors you and make you proud who you are. The parents will tell you, wherever you go, don't forget where you are from. That's what history teaches you. I went into ABU's area, a teenager, 15, right? And I met children, young boys and girls from all across the 4 corners of this country. At that time, ABU was the most diversified. My roommate was an Igbo kid then, from Enugu. That was his first time in the north. That was the first time in the north. He asked me to teach him how to speak Hausa. And of course I taught him a few curse words. Then nearly got him beat up. But that same guy is a doctor. We went to medical school together. And he's one of the most successful practitioner in Abuja today. We had our 35-year anniversary 5 years ago after medical school, and we all came from all over the country. This was the Nigeria I grew up in. In Nigeria, yes, I'm a Fulani man. Yes, Jude, you are an Igbo man. But yes, we are different in the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we pray, the way we. But that doesn't. Our blood is still red. We're still human beings. I will find common ground. And I went to the United States, the streets of Manhattan, more languages are spoken than the whole of Nigeria. And in the north, we have hundreds of languages. In the east, you have only Igbo. In the southwest, you have only Yorubas. But Kaduna State has over 53 dialects. There is no state in the north that has only one language. Even Sokoto, Okazina. So our diversity, we were taught at that time, was our strength. And I went to serve in Cross River State, in Yahed Lutheran Hospital. I stopped going to the market. You know why, Jude?
Why?
Because the market women would not let me pay. They say, oh, doctor is here, I stopped going. So they follow me to the hospital and will bring me food. Throughout the year of my NYSC, I did not come back home. But now NYSC, Jude, you don't want your child to be posted to Kazana. You will come and do chukuchuku and bring him back to Enugu. Children do not mix. We don't teach our children history. We don't mix like we used to. And then these politicians will come and poison our minds. But guess what? They will be in Abuja, they will be in Dubai or London or Washington, D.C., sharing your money without regard to, oh, you are Christian, you are this, you are that, you are that. Their head is together, but they've divided our youth. Only the youth can fix this nonsense. Because this nonsense, Nigeria is stronger because of our diversity. I was in the United States for over 30 years. Every hospital you go is a Nigerian doctor there. And we sit down and talk and keep laughing. We never ask ourselves, oh, which state are you from? No. Our families mix. But here you are in Nigeria, Yoruba president, Hausa president, Igbo president. No, we don't want a Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Igbo president. We want a Nigerian president. We want a Nigerian president. So all this division is artificial, is deliberate by those who want to continue to subjugate Nigeria and its youth. Nigeria is more divided today than it is, thanks largely to our selfish politicians. End of story. Look at our Nigerian Armed Forces. Nigerian Armed Forces is the only institution in this country that you will truly say is Nigerian, representing all corners of this country. You can say that of our Nigerian football team. You can say that of our Federal Civil Service. You can say that of many ministries. That's why I have a lot more respect of the Nigerian Armed Forces than any institution in this country. Because people from all over the corners of this country are represented in this institution. And they all started youth. So, fellow Nigerians, especially our youth, Nigeria is a beautiful country. I have been to all over the world and I've seen the promise of this land. And only the youth can redeem this country. Religion is good. The reason for religion is to make us see the way. In my life, after all the travels I've done, Jude, you know the three things I have found that are most important are three. And they start with F. The first thing is your family. Dude, wherever you go in the world, whatever you do, it's your mother and your father and your brothers that are the most important people to you, right? Next is your faith. What your faith does to you, Jude, is to anchor you, teaches you what is right or wrong. I've been to Catholic school 6 years of my life. And I know what Christianity or what Judaism teaches or what Islam teaches. One thing is about how a human being will be good to fellow human beings. The third, your friends. But there is a little caveat, Jude. That friends be good friends.
Okay.
Good friends. Because your parents would always look and say, who is his friend? If it's a bad friend, they will always tell you, stop hanging out with that guy, right? Or not the new friends you make because you are the executive secretary at NHS, or you are the governor, or you are the president. These are not the real friends. The real friends are the ones, true friends you started with when you had nothing, who will be there for you. So, dude, don't forget it. 3F. Your family, your faith, and your good friends. These are the most important things I have found. That any other thing is just noise. All this siren, all these big black cars, they are nonsense. They mean nothing. But these three things anchor you. Nigerian youth, hold on to your family. Hold on to the good things that our faith teaches. And stick with good friends. You will never go wrong with these 3 F's. This is what I found.
Wow, thank you. One final question. I don't know if this is going to be a yes or no. I don't know how you answer this. And I ask you this question because, I mean, I've gone through the entire material you sent me, and it's really head-spinning, going through all of them. But there was something you said, and I don't know how to quote you on this, but you said something like, they are going to fight us, and we are going to fight, because we are fighters. Now, not everybody can say those words you said. And so I'll ask you this question. Do you think this can be done? I mean, everything you've said, everything you think, do you think this can really work in Nigeria?
Absolutely. I'm not talking this abstract. I'm not taking this because I'm coming from America or what have you. I left America as an adult. My travels only added my knowledge. So yes, we can change this country, and the youth need to be in the forefront of this change. Like you said, elders, the wisdom of their elders is advisory. Any society without elders, that society is lost. And I say it, the banditry you see in the north, the northwest and the north central, is because elders, we Fulani elders, have lost control of our youth. The Boko Haram you see in the northeast is because Kanuri elders have lost control of their youth. All that cultures and Igoho and all the others you see in the southwest, elders have lost control. And even in the southeast, elders have lost control. So elders need to come in and temper our youth and guide them properly. And that's where we are involved. But in the forefront, in the vanguard of any change has to be the youth. And yes, we can do it. I am 100% confident and sure that our Nigerian youth can redeem this country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you for picking that call. Thank you for being here. Thank you, sir.